singer commented on this artist's portrait of the Count of Hannonville that this artist had cut off his leg so he could not escape. It's not George Romney, but this artist painted one subject as Ariadne, the Cumaean Sibyl, and as a Bacchante. That subject was Emma Lady Hamilton. Simone de Beauvoir commented that this artist never wearied of putting her smiling maternity on her canvases. This artist painted her most noted subject with a rose and with her children.
Misfits, Max.
Morrissey.
It wasn't, I'm afraid. The National Gallery in London is home to this artist's self-portrait in a straw hat. Name this French artist considered part of Rococo and neoclassical styles who served as portrait painter to Marie Antoinette.
Vigée Lebrun.
Elizabeth Vigée Lebrun is right. So first bonuses to Yorkshire, which are on cannibalism. Which human organ did Hugh Fernley Whittingstall cook and serve on TV in 1998? Though the act of eating this organ is more common in animals, some humans believe it can prevent postnatal depression. Placenta is correct. Which Dutch Grand Pensionary was lynched and partially cannibalised in 1672 by an Orangist mob following the French invasion of the Dutch Republic? De Witt, Johan de Witt. The disease Kuru is caused by the transmission of what type of proteins through the consumption of the human brain? These proteins trigger normally healthy proteins in the brain to fold abnormally. Prions is correct. Starter number 2. In a 2020 Sport Relief spoof scene of this TV show, Lee Mack played a useless lawyer named David Rickman.
Misfits, Richard.
Bonuses on Chloe Fashion House creative directors. Which fashion designer, known for her use of vegetarian and animal-free alternatives in her clothes, was creative director of Chloe from 1997 to 2001? In 2010, she designed the Olympic and Paralympic Team GB apparel. Stella McCartney is correct. Which fashion designer was McCartney's assistant at Chloe and replaced McCartney as creative director? She was later creative director at Celine from 2008 to 18. Phoebe Philo is correct. Which fashion designer was creative director of Chloe from 2011 to 2017? She is best known for designing Meghan, Duchess of Sussex's wedding dress while working at Givenchy. Answer, please. Over. Claire White Keller. Starter number 3. The Dodo conjecture states that all empirically validated forms of this practice produce equivalent outcomes. A synthesis or integration of opposites was Marsha M. Linehan's definition of a form of this practice described as dialectical. The most common form of this practice was introduced to address his negative triad by Aaron Beck. That triad involves negative thoughts about the future, the world, and the self. The exposure form of this practice...
Yorkshire, Danny.
Therapy, psychotherapy. Your bonuses are on John Waters films. Which drag queen frequently collaborated with John Waters as part of the Dreamlanders? In the 1980s, they performed high-energy tracks like You Think You're a Man and I'm So Beautiful. Divine is correct. Divine starred as Babs Johnson, the filthiest person alive, in which 1972 film directed by John Waters that contains an infamous dog-walking scene? Pink Flamingos is correct. Which 1974 John Waters film is dedicated to Manson family member Charles Tex Watson? It stars Divine as Dawn Davenport, a woman who runs away from home and becomes a criminal. Over.
No, so it's not Crybaby.
Answer, please. No, it's
Crybaby.
Female Trouble, it's called. Starter number 4. In the Seinfeld episode The Note, Kramer claims to have seen this person at Dinky Donuts. John Deel portrayed this person in the TV movie The Rat Pack. In an episode of Frasier, Martin Crane goes to a hero's fancy dress party as this person. In the song We Didn't Start the Fire, this person is mentioned immediately after Walter Winchell, and in...
Yorkshire, Danny.
Correct. Your bonuses are on stereoisomerism. What term is used for stereoisomers that are mirror images of each other and are so not superimposable? Molecules that demonstrate this relationship are described as chiral. Enantiomers is correct. The importance of stereoisomerism in pharmacology was exemplified by the scandal surrounding which drug in the 1950s and 60s? offered as a treatment for morning sickness in pregnancy, whose R enantiomer was safe, but whose S enantiomer caused birth defects. Thalidomide is correct. A standard process to completely and unequivocally name a stereoisomer is known by the abbreviation CIP, after the surnames of which 3 chemists who published the rules in 1966. Carningal Prelog is correct. Starter number 5. A ruler of this kingdom requested that Pope Adrian I raise the diocese held by Higbert to an archdiocese, meaning that England temporarily contained 3 archbishops. 2 sons of Pibba, a ruler of this kingdom, fought at the Battle of Mayserfield, with Eowa perishing. Ethelbald, who reigned over this kingdom from 716 to 757, won control of London. This kingdom's queen, Kynethrith, appears on...
Yorkshire, Evan.
Mercia is correct. Your bonuses are on a tennis player. Who became the most recent British tennis player to win a Grand Slam event when she won the 2021 US Open? Raducanu is correct. Which Canadian player did Raducanu beat in straight sets in the final of the 2021 US Open? Leila Fernandez is correct. Raducanu's victory at the US Open led to her being named BBC Sports Personality of the Year. She was the first female winner since 2006, but both winners since her have been women footballers. Name both of them. Beth Mead and Mary. Starter number 6. One character in this play, the father of the narrator, joins the International Brigade after mistaking a man from Armagh for a Spaniard. This play won Best Play at the 1992 Tony Awards, a year after winning the same at the Oliviers. Another character in this play has supposedly returned to the village of Ballybeg to die.
Misfits, Rob.
The ferryman?
No, I'm afraid you lose 10. To die after catching malaria while working as a missionary in Uganda. The opening of a glove knitting factory in Donegal results in 2 of this play's characters losing their jobs. 2 songs central to this play are Isle of Capri and Anything Goes. Meryl Streep played Kate in a 1998 film adaptation of this play. Name this 1990 play by Irish writer Brian Friel, which tells the story of the Mundy sisters during the Title Harvest Festival.
Yorkshire, Evan.
That's the answer is correct.
Sorry.
Bonuses on an Assyrian ruler. Naki-A, the wife of Sennacherib, forced the royal family, aristocracy, and all of Assyria to swear loyalty to her grandson via the Sakutu Treaty. Which king, who founded a namesake library in Nineveh, was her grandson? Ashurbanipal is correct. Ashurbanipal is depicted on a tablet discovered in 1854 as an avenger due to his 647 BC attack on Susa, the capital of which kingdom then ruled by Humban Haltash III. Over. Answer, please. Answer. Elamites is right. Elam is the kingdom. Well done. Shamash Suma Ukin, the elder brother of Ashurbanipal, ruled which city known for Nebuchadnezzar II's Hanging Gardens? The siblings engaged in a civil war which some say led to the elder brother's self-immolation. Babylon is correct. Starter number 7. This singer posted her song Just a Waste on TikTok in December 2020. This singer featured on Goldlink's song Evian in 2021 before signing to Elektra Records. This singer's song Just For Me was nominated for an Ivor Novello Award.
Misfits, Danny. Yorkshire, Danny. Yorkshire, Danny, sorry.
Pink Pantheress is correct. Bonuses on works by Alan Bennett. Which 1988 TV series of dramatic monologues did Bennett write for BBC Television? Talking Heads is correct. Which 2009 Alan Bennett play is centred on a fictional meeting between W.H. Auden and Benjamin Britten while Britten is composing the opera Death in Venice?
The Melody.
Over.
The Habit of Art.
The Habit of Art is correct. The title of which 1968 play set in a public school called Albion House is taken from the name of the Harrow School song. Yeah. Over.
No, it's... Oh, it's...
Answer, please.
It's so many years on.
This is
so many years
time,
on.
I think, 40 years on.
Oh.
Okay, starter number 8. In 1942, Hale and Shanovsky attempted to improve the measurement of this value using an apparatus developed by Laurent Ertvesh. Astronomer Royal Neville Maskelyne earlier proposed an experiment to measure this value, for which the Scottish mountain
Misfits, Rob.
the volume of the weight of the Earth? The mass of the Earth?
No, I can't set that. Over. Astronomer Lord Neville Maskelyne earlier proposed an experiment to measure this value, for which the Scottish mountain sheep Hallion was selected. A 1790s experiment obtained this value to within 1% of its currently accepted figure using an equation from Isaac Newton and a torsion balance. That experiment was conducted by Henry Cavendish. Improved knowledge of the universal gravitational constant yields a more accurate evaluation of this physical value. Allowing for the loss of atmospheric gases and the arrival of meteorites and space dust, which physical value is currently accepted as being 5.97 million kilograms.
Yorkshire Evan.
I mean, the mass of the Earth.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I thought you said weight and volume first, did you not?
That's the
You said volume first.
Weight and mass would be volume.
I think he corrected himself. Though.
Okay, you're happy to pass it?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the right thing to pay it out, and then.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah. I know you
I
corrected
think-
it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so 20 points to Robin.
Yeah. So bonuses go to Misfits.
Yeah, this.
They're on recent Pulitzer Prize-winning musicals. Which musical by Lin-Manuel Miranda won the 2016 Pulitzer Prize for drama? This musical includes songs "You'll Be Back" and "Wait for It."
Or is it on
It has slightly.
later? I think it's later.
Answer please. Hamilton's right. Which musical by Michael R. Jackson won the 2020 Pulitzer Prize for drama? It follows Usher, a black queer man writing a musical about a black queer man writing a
It's
musical.
not that strange.
Correct. And which musical, which made its UK premiere at the Donmar Warehouse in 2023, won the Pulitzer Prize for drama in 2020? The story centres on a woman struggling with her bipolar disorder and the impact this has on her family. No? Over?
Oh, that could be
Answer,
it.
please.
Go for it.
It's called Next to Normal.
I know that.
Okay, number 9, and this is a mental agility starter. Regarding 0 as an even digit, if today's date is written in the 8-digit format of 10022024, then in the same format, which was the last date before 2024 to be composed solely of even digits?
Evan.
The 12th of December 2022.
No.
Richard.
28th of August 2026.
Correct. Your bonuses, Misfits, are on deadly African lakes. 2 years after a much smaller disaster at Lake Monoun, which other Cameroonian lake was the scene of a 1986 limnic eruption where over 100,000 tons of CO2 was released into the local area, killing 2,000 people? Lake Niles. The MV Nyerere was a ferry that capsized in September 2018, killing 228 people. This capsizing happened on which lake, the largest by surface area in Africa?
What if it's Nyeri?
Victoria.
Oh, of course, Victoria.
Lake Victoria.
Correct. The MV Vipia was a passenger cargo ship that sailed on which African lake until it sank in 1946, resulting in the deaths of 145 passengers and crew. This lake is the southernmost lake in the East African Rift system.
Malawi.
Malawi.
Correct. Starter number 10. This is description acceptable. In the manga Berserk, the main character carries a weapon with a name referencing this action, though it has not yet been used for that purpose. Aemond Targaryen performs this action while in flight in a 2023 HBO TV series. In Greek mythology, Cadmus is forced into servitude by Ares after performing this action, though doing so leads to the founding of the city of Thebes. A painting in the National Gallery by Paolo Uccello depicts this action.
That's Yorkshire. Danny.
Killing a dragon.
So dragon slaying is correct, yep. Bonuses on women's basketball. Which country has won the gold medal in women's basketball at every Olympic Games since 1996?
Yeah, USA.
Correct. Which American basketball player who plays for the Phoenix Mercury and has been a 6-time WNBA All-Star was arrested and detained in Russia in 2022 and was only released 10 months later in a prisoner exchange? Brittany Griner is correct. Which player won the WNBA MVP in both 2018 and 2023 when playing with Seattle Storm and New York Liberty, respectively? She has also won gold medals at both the 2016 and 2020 Summer Olympics. Answer, please.
Nika Carafel.
Over.
Is it a boring name like Jackson or something?
Answer.
Jackson.
It is slightly boring. Brianna Stewart.
Hold on. We'll just
At half?
Score check at halfway point. Okay, after 10 starters, we have Yorkshire on 305, Misfits on 120. 305, 120.
Okay. Starter number 11. Founder Christopher Schoenberg has cited Pop World as a key inspiration for this series. In a September 2023 episode of this series, rapper Cardi B confessed her adoration of Eleanor and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. A meme of Shaquille O'Neal pulling a surprised face originates from an episode of this series. That is the third most watched video on the First We Feast YouTube channel where this series is hosted.
Yorkshire, Evan.
Hot Ones is correct. Your bonuses are on a type of mythological spirit. In various mythologies and folklores, the Kappa, Undine, Naiad, and Grindilo are all associated with which of the classical elements? Water is correct. The Selkie is a water spirit that has the ability to transform between a human figure and the form of which animal through the shedding of its skin? Seal is correct. Drowned women, or the untimely deaths of young women, are among the origin stories for which water spirit of Slavic mythology? In a poem by Alexander Pushkin, this type of spirit lures a monk into the water, similar to a mermaid or siren. Rosalfa is correct. Starter 12. The male protagonist of this film, Emilius Brown, runs a dubious correspondence course. The action of this film is set during World War II and takes place in London, Dorset, and on or near the island of Nabumbu. Songs from this 1971 film include...
Misfits, Richard.
Correct. Bonuses on a play by Aristophanes. In Aristophanes' Frogs, which god travels to the underworld with his slave Xanthias? The play was first performed at festivals celebrating this Greek god, which, as well as drama, also included wine-mixing rituals. Correct. Dionysus wears a lion skin and carries a club on his journey in order to impersonate his half-brother. What is his name?
Heracles, maybe? Club and light. That sounds very Heracles.
Correct. Dionysus chooses to take Aeschylus back from the underworld over which other tragic poet? Dionysus is the main character in a play by this writer, which premiered the same year as The Frogs.
It's Euripides, I think. I think it's Euripides.
Euripides.
Correct. Starter 30. This molecule is the primary agonist of HCA1 receptors on fat cells, which inhibit lipid breakdown. This molecule's namesake dehydrogenase enzyme can be used as a marker of hemolysis and to distinguish exudates from transudates. This molecule is transported to the liver and converted to glucose in the Cori cycle.
Yorkshire, Evan.
Lactic acid is correct. Your bonuses this time are on Hell's Bells. The character of Martin Bryce, played by Richard Bryce, regularly used the expression Hell's Bells, usually followed by "Is that the time?" in which 1980s sitcom that starred Penelope Wilkins' long-suffering wife Anne.
Emma Degrees and Circles.
Correct. Which TV presenter was given the nickname Hell's Bells by her Soccer AM co-presenter Tim Lovejoy? She presented the show from 1995 to 2017.
Chamberlain.
Helen Chamberlain is correct. Which 1972 comedy film was set on the fictional Mediterranean island of Hell's Bells?
Yeah.
Carry on.
Answer, please.
Carry on loving.
Over.
Is it Karen Abroad? Do we think?
Answer, please.
Abroad.
Carry on abroad. Starter 14, which is a shorter starter. Robert Guérin was the first president of which international body, founded in Paris in 1904? Its first stage tournament was part of the 1908 London Olympics. More recent presidents have included Gianni Infantino.
Misfits, Max.
FIFA is correct. Bonuses this time are on a concept in linguistics. What linguistic term applies to a community in which two varieties of the same language are used for different specific purposes, often with one being considered more formal or prestigious than the other?
Possibly.
Answer please.
Code switching.
Over.
Co-prestige.
No, it's diglossia. In diglossia, the more prestigious dialect is given the label H, while the less prestigious is labelled L. What do the letters, H and L represent here?
Higher and lower.
Higher and lower.
Higher and lower, correct. Which two-word term describes the act of alternating between language varieties to fit the context of a conversation? This term also applies to situations where someone from a minority culture changed their way of communicating to fit the norms of the dominant culture to avoid
This is
prejudice.
code switching.
This is code switching. Starter number 50. Following his assassination, this man's clothing was hung in Alameda Central Park, despite calls for his body to be displayed in the city to prove he was really dead. It's not Pancho Villa, but this man led a guerrilla army to victory at the Battle of Cuautla, which influenced the signing of the Treaty of Ciudad Juarez. In 1994, a far-left militant group named for this man attempted...
Misfits. Rob.
Zapata.
Emiliano Zapata is correct. Bonuses which include the names of chocolate bars. Austin Healey hosted which short-lived ITV game show that ran for just 10 episodes in 2009?
Breakout. That's the chocolate bar, and I think it was a game.
Break away, which is someone else. But maybe.
Breakout.
Over?
Breakaway.
It's called The Fuse.
Oh.
In Greek mythology, Androcles pulled a fawn out of the paw of what kind of animal? Lion, correct. In some poker tournaments, what six-letter word is given to a prize won by eliminating a specific player in that tournament?
Is that a bar? Is
Answer,
chocolate a
please.
bar? I don't know.
Yorkie.
Over?
It's going to be a bounty.
Oh,
There is breakaway. That's Nick Hancock.
Scores here.
And
Okay, after 15 starters, we have Yorkshire on 400, Misfits on 245. 445.
Starter 60. In this novel, the central character is assigned math problems as homework by a physician called Dr. Ransom. In this novel, Lieutenant Price shoots Private Kimura, who himself is shot at an Olympic stadium. This novel is based on the same experiences that informed the author's earlier short story, The Dead Time. Along with an American sailor called Basie, the main character of this novel is sent to the prison camp at...
Yorkshire, Evan.
Narrow road to the deep north.
No, I'm afraid not. Is sent to the prison camp at Lung Hua. This novel begins with a young English boy named Jim Graham being separated from his parents during the occupation of Shanghai. Name this novel by J.G. Ballard based on his experiences of World War II, the title of which is derived from the etymology of the name of Japan.
Misfits, Max.
Empire of the Sun is correct. Bonuses on the famous 5 women of Canadian history. In 1938, Nellie McClung served as a Canadian delegate to which organisation founded nearly 2 decades earlier following the end of World War I?
Women's Institute was
is founded-
Canadian.
Yeah, Women's
Earlier
Institute.
than that.
No. Founded in 1918, 1919.
Yeah,
WI.
Women's Institute Canadian.
A no over? Answer please.
League of Nations.
League of Nations is correct. Louise McKinney was the founder of the WCTU, a Christian-based organisation that advocated for what virtue? The T in WCTU.
Being too temperance. Yeah.
Temperance is correct. Which member of the Canadian Famous Five served as the first female magistrate in the British Empire? She played an integral role in the Persons case, which challenged the exclusion of women from the definition of person in the British North America Act of 1867.
No.
Answer, please.
Mackenzie.
Over.
Johnson.
Emily Murphy. Starter number 17. In the Red Dwarf episode DNA, Lister states that he once wished he could swap places with this animal. In the Blackadder episode Dish and Dishonesty, the Highwayman the Shadow hates these animals and
Misfits Richards.
Squirrels is correct. Bonuses on American composers. Which composer is known for his piano suite Woodland Sketches? It includes the short piece To a Wild Rose. Answer please.
5.
Over. first time? Edward MacDowell, whose 1896 work Gaelic Symphony was the first to be composed and published by an American woman. Along with Edward MacDowell, she became part of the Boston Six. Correct. Which composer is known as the father of American music? He's best known for songs including Oh Susanna and Camptown Races. Answers, please. Over. Stephen Foster is answer. Starter 80. Marcus Aurelius wrote some of his meditations in Aquincum, a Roman settlement whose ruins are found in this city. It's not in Spain, but the Moorish revival-inspired Dahani Street Synagogue in this city is the largest synagogue in Europe. A unique panorama of this city is available from the Fisherman's Bastion
Yorkshire Evan.
Budapest is right. Your bonuses are on the Rolling Stones. What was the name of the Rolling Stones tour that kicked off in Hamburg in 2017? Mick Jagger's treatment for an unspecified medical condition contributed to its delayed conclusion.
They're still doing it.
Answer, please.
Never giving up.
Over. No, it's called No Filter. Which long-term drummer of the Rolling Stones did Steve Jordan replace on the No Filter tour in 2021? Often regarded as one of the greatest drummers of all time, he died in August 2021. Charlie Watts is correct. What is the name of the Rolling Stones' 2023 album, their first containing original material since A Bigger Bang in 2005? Hackney Diamond is correct.
After 18 starters, we have Yorkshire on 440, Misfits on 305. 440305.
Starter 90. In the music video for the Maroon 5 song Girls Like You, this person appears wearing a t-shirt with the slogan Always Speak Your Truth. That phrase references a 2017 court case in which this person read a victim impact statement at the sentencing of Larry Nassar. This athlete...
Yorkshire and Lewis.
No, I'm afraid, yes, what do you say? This athlete is the third most decorated Team USA Olympic gymnast after Simone Biles and Shannon Miller. At the 2012 Olympic Games, this woman missed out on a bronze medal in the all-around event due to a tiebreaker rule after scoring the same as Russian Alia Mustafina. At the same Olympics, this athlete won a gold medal for her floor routine set to Hava Nagila. Name this gymnast, who along with Gabrielle Douglas was a member of both the 2012 Fierce 5 and 2016 Final 5 US Olympic gymnastics teams.
Mrs. Max.
It wasn't, it was Alexandra Reisman.
Oh,
Okay. So final starter, starter 20. During this event, one figure recognised that the recommendations of Exercise Alice were not followed through. During this event, one figure denounced claims that there was a palpable tension between him and a government...
Max.
COVID like investigation.
Yeah, that's fine. COVID inquiry. Your bonuses are on items with specific colours. Which famous landmark is painted in a colour called International Orange? It's used as a slightly lighter shade to increase its visibility to ships. Correct. With the Pantone 2865C, what word follows purple in the colour used by Cadbury's on their iconic dairy milk bar? Answer, please.
Luxury.
Over. It's REIGN, R-E-I-G-N. And the US company Fiskars is best known for creating what items? The orange-coloured handle on these items was listed as a trademark in the US in 2007.
Well, they're blading tools, they're gardening tools, scissors, secateurs. They do steel things. They do steel things with blades. So they do scissors. They do secateurs.
Answer, please.
They make all of those things. Trump scissors.
Correct.
Okay, and after 20 starters, the final score. Yorkshire 430, Misfits 345.
Well, we've got a quick presentation and then we've got to clear out until 8. We've got a minute. So our runners up today, great performance, Misfits. Okay, lovely. Thank you. And retaining their title, it's the team from Yorkshire. First team to win this twice. No, we can definitely get that.
Congratulations, well done.
Right, let's move the photo for this.
No, it's just all this one.
Well done.